Welcome back to another episode of That Sound Podcast, and if you love music, you're in the right place. Today we are joined by Bobo Coen. Welcome back, Bobo. We are doing a review or a versus who wins the fight, Black Sabbath's debut album or Paranoid. So Bobo, give us the details of Black Sabbath there, the first one.
Right, so I mean I've plenty of versions of this. This is the original Black Sabbath album. I mean everyone knows this album cover.
Yeah.
People have argued that the birth of heavy metal and all that, but it's this album and the title track in particular.
Okay.
You know, they allegedly recorded it in one afternoon. I don't know how true that is because I've heard that story contradicted a few times. If I had to pick a favorite track on it, I would go The Wizard. I mean, I've only seen on the reunion DVD them jamming it in the studio. I'd love to have seen Ozzy play that live because he can really play harmonica. I also like NIB because I'd never really heard bass players taking a lead like that before on an album.
But so I'll push you then for one that you'd skip if you had to.
I would say Evil Woman, Don't You Play Your Games With Me. I just think it's still a hangover from the kind of blues roots. It's not really one that I'd say, oh God, I'm going to put that on a playlist.
Well, my two favourites then would be NIB, and I think I would go with Warning. I like that song.
Yeah, isn't the Warning? I think might be a cover version.
That's right. It is. Yeah. And then one that I'd skip. I think I'd skip Behind the Wall of Sleep.
Yeah, okay. That would have been my second choice as a skip.
So let's talk about Paranoid then. I'm sure you have it there as well.
Yeah.
So
this is the reissue with extra tracks on it, and I'll tell you why I bought it now.
Well, I believe this one that I have is the original. Then it's War Pigs, Paranoid, Planet Caravan, Iron Man, Electric Funeral, Hand of Doom, Rat Salad, and Fairies Wear Boots. And of course, Ozzy Osbourne, Tony Iommi, Terry Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward, who is probably the most underrated drummer ever. He's brilliant.
I think it is because he's a jazz drummer. So
yeah,
like
Ginger
the swing he has is just great.
Two of my favorite songs on this album. It's a tough one to pick too because this album, for me, as you just said, Bobo, this is Black Sabbath.
Yeah,
this is it. This is
the worst album cover ever.
It is, but remember the whole
stuff we call War Pigs.
Yes, of course, yeah,
and even at War Pigs, that's awful.
Really recommend too listening to Ozzy's book. I Am Ozzy on audio on Spotify. You can listen to it as you're driving or whatever. But for me, I'd have to go War Pigs and oh Jesus, I don't want to say the obvious one. I'm going to say Fairies Wear Boots.
Right. Well, War Pigs definitely for me. The first and only time I was in Black Sabbath with Ozzy, they started with War Pigs and sounds so wimpy. I burst into tears. I was so happy.
I would too, yeah.
And my second favourite, I would say, you know what, I'm going to throw a curveball in here. I'm going to go with Planet Caravan.
Now the next question. What would you skip if you had to?
Oh,
it's a tough question on this album.
I'm going to say Fairies Wear Boots.
Really?
I know it's your... Yeah, if I had to. Okay. And, I mean, it'd have to be going to be... No, you know what? I'm going to change mine. I'd say Iron Man. I think it's overplayed. I think I don't rate it in riff terms. And if you look at the overall body of Black Sabbath's work, I think it's probably one of his laziest riffs.
Right, I'm going to change it up. I'm not going to go the same then. At a push, I'll say Electric Funeral, but I really sickens me to say that though. Maybe Rat Salad, the instrumental, like you could probably just throw that out, but like Electric Funeral and Hand of Doom, they're brilliant as well. It's such a good album. It really is such.
The reason I like the special edition on the B-side, they have the alternative lyrics to Paranoid. Okay. So it's like Ozzy scratch vocals. He's singing about some girl leaving him.
Yeah.
But what I really like about that, and it's on my wish list. Metallica put it out as a Records Day 12-inch Paranoid with the alternative lyrics, and I'm still trying to hunt down a copy of it.
Wow. So, Bobo, who wins the fight? The debut album or
Oh,
Paranoid?
Paranoid, all the way.
What's the scorecard?
We'll call it a technical knockout.
Technical knockout. I like that. I like that. I like that. I'm going to keep.
Yeah, I just think the musicianship has increased, the songwriting skills have increased, the lyrics are much better.
Yeah.
I mean, War Pig, the lyrics are amazing.
Yeah. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Well, you know what? There's another couple of rounds to go, and we'll have to hit them up again in the next album. So, until the next time, keep rocking.
Thanks for having me. Keep it real. Keep it final.